Busy few days in the NBA. Some notable moves from Monday. The Rockets signing Dorian Finney-Smith. They agreed to a deal. They signed Clint Capella to a 3-year deal as well. Something I want to highlight right here. The Nuggets acquiring Cam Johnson to sign Bruce Brown. Traded Michael Porter Jr. and a 2032 first-round pick to the Nets. And the Nuggets were not done yet. Some big moves just coming down right now. The Sacramento Kings trading Jonas Valanciunas to the Nuggets for Dario Saric. That news just coming down as we are on live on CBS Sports HQ. Now, what does that mean for Denver? Well, we have our NBA experts, Brad Bodkin, Ashley Nicole Moss, joining us now. This Valanciunas news, your take, do you like it? Do you hate it?
Yeah, no, I do.
Yeah.
The Nuggets are having a really, really good couple of first days. I mean, that deal for Michael Porter, they finally got Michael Porter off their books. They bring in Cam Johnson, a better player.
Save $17 million.
Save $17 million. And he is an unbelievable shooter, and this is the key, on the move. He's one of the best movement shooters in the league. Pair that with Nikola Jokic. Great, great pairing. Then they bring back the old friend, Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown, who was really the start of the exodus after the championship season when they say, oh my God, they're losing all their
big part of that depth of that Denver Nuggets.
Bruce Brown was the guy that they lost. They bring him back, jack of all trades guy, fits perfectly in the Jokic dynamic, and now they get center depth behind Jokic. The whole thing that the Nuggets, and we've talked about this on multiple shows, that they need to figure out is the minutes that Jokic is not on the floor. So now they bring in a guy who's been a starter in the league, but now is in a place in his career where he's not going to anchor a team, but he can give you those 15 to 20 minutes and rest Jokic a little bit to keep your second unit afloat. Love what the Nuggets are doing so far.
Yeah, I agree with everything Brad said. And when we were talking about the Denver Nuggets, I specifically said, look, you have to do what you need to do to keep Jokic happy. And look, this is a team that has historically been frugal, to say the least. They're not a team that's going to go into the luxury tax. They don't like to spend a lot of money. They play the long game, not the short game. And it worked because they won the championship in 2022. And to Brad's point, they lost a lot of the pieces that made them a championship team with Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, and they've been struggling to recreate that magic. I think Michael Porter Jr. was a huge task to figure out. Makes a lot of money to be the third option, and it is not a reliable third option at all. They need to bring a lot of that depth back. They needed another shooter to pair with Jamal Murray, who can be inconsistent throughout the regular season and sometimes the the postseason, excuse me. So they addressed all of those issues, and again, Bruce Brown was a huge acquisition to bring back into the Denver Nuggets organization. Outside of the fact of everything Brad said, he's a fan favorite. He's familiar with the system. He's familiar with these guys. This is a great move for the Denver Nuggets. They don't need much. When you have the best player in the world, you don't need much to be a good basketball team. They just took themselves to the next level.
Good stuff.
They certainly did. So as we just noted, Cam Johnson now with the Nuggets, Valanciunas now with the Nuggets. They brought Brown back. When you look at the West now, there's been a lot of improvements, not only from the Nuggets, but the Mavs and the Rockets also making some moves. Which team now has the edge?
What are we doing with the Lakers have added Jake LaRavia and lost Dorian Finney-Smith, and they're ahead of the Timberwolves and the Warriors.
And the Mavs. I wouldn't even put the Mavs above them.
This speaks to a lot of sucker bettors out there that they're going to make this bet. But I know I really like, I love what the Nuggets have done. I love what the Rockets are the team to talk about. They trade for Kevin Durant. Okay, now they go and they steal Dorian Finney-Smith from the Lakers, so they weaken an opponent in one stroke. Master stroke. They bring in a perfect two-way player in Dorian Finney-Smith. They continue with the defensive pressure that they can apply. They kept all of their Tari East and Amen Thompson, and they got Steven Adams on the boards. Think about the big man versatility that the Rockets have now. Clint Capella, athletic, rim rolling, rim protector. The mountain in Steven Adams, who's your gargantuan rebounder, and then Alperen Sengun, who's the scoring, skilled all-star. They can play so many different ways now. They can play two big lineups, one big lineup, or no big lineups. They re-signed Jabari Smith. Kevin Durant is long. He can occupy paint positioning on defense if they go small. They have so much lineup versatility. They didn't give up any of their meaningful depth to get Durant, and they're only adding to it now. Clint Capella at this point is just an embarrassment of riches at center.
Yeah. When they signed him, it was like, you don't even need him,
The Lakers don't even have a center, and the Rockets have 3 starting centers. So I look at that list we just put up, and right now, as it looks, we got to see what the Warriors end up doing with Jonathan Kuminga. But as it looks to me, the Nuggets and the Rockets are looking really good out west.
For sure. And I'm actually going to throw an honorable mention. If we can break that list up one more time, I'd actually move the Mavs up a little bit higher for this particular reason. Yes, I understand that Kyrie Irving is dealing with an injury. He's going to miss part of the season. And obviously we know that Anthony Davis, although he's had healthy seasons these past few seasons, relatively speaking for Anthony Davis, I would definitely put them above right now the Warriors, the Timberwolves, and the Lakers. I'll tell you why. This team is low-key stacked. And I think when healthy, they're a lot better than people are giving them credit for. I understand Cooper Flag is going to be making that rookie adjustment and the adjustment from the collegiate game to the professional game. But if anybody's NBA ready, it's this guy at number 3, at the 3 spot right here. This is a much better team back. If they can get a nice veteran PG to hold things down and keep things afloat, I would watch out for
they
Dallas.
Got D'Angelo Russell
right, they have
to be an inning. I know, but he's an innings eater until Kyrie. You're right.
And I think AD and D'Angelo Russell, hopefully they have a better tenure than they did in the Lakers.
If you bet right now on the Mavericks at 20-1,
yeah,
and Kyrie comes back, that's good.
A lot higher than I think they are in that list right there. They look good.
It's funny because when we all walked into the office this morning, we thought the big news was going to be that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander agreed to a 4-year, $285 million contract extension with the Thunder. Now, 26 years old, SGA leading the league in scoring at 32.7 points per game, leading the Thunder to their first NBA title since moving to OKC in 2008. That deal making him the highest paid player in NBA history. That AAV, $71.3 million. How nice must that be? So we're gonna pass right over the SGA signing because we know that he is worth the money. I mean, is anyone actually worth the 71?
I mean, wait till Luka signs. It's gonna be bigger than that.
It's gonna be insane. But I do want to ask, just following up on that, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, they're up for rookie extensions. So what does that mean that now SGA is locked up with that amount of money? It would be incredible to have those 3 kind of set for the Thunder.
I think that's going to be the plan for Sam Presti and this organization. One, because they're so young and there's so much promise with this team. And if there's any team that you're willing to go into the luxury for, if that ends up being the case, it's a team like this. If you ask me who I would pay first, I'd go J-Dub, then Chet, just based on what we saw this postseason, that 40-point game, just the postseason in general. Jalen Williams' production just showcase that he really is the Robin to SGA's Batman. But like I said, there are teams that you kind of, after you go into a finals run, you weigh your options and say who's somebody you can get rid of, who's somebody you can keep. I think the only person on this list that you feel comfortable parting with of that core group, maybe Hartenstein. If you can't keep him, it'd be terrible, but you'd be able to live with that. But you definitely keep that big young 3 together. The average age of this team is what, 24, 25 years old? Sam Presti and the Oklahoma City Thunder did not get this far just to get this far. This is a team that could win it again at some point of their tenure. You do everything you can to keep them together.
Yeah, it came into the summer with league high 13 draft picks first round picks between now and 2031. Cheap labor. If you're gonna pay your top 3 guys, and we've talked about this, you can't pay your top 3 guys max money, which those guys are gonna get max contracts. Okay, you can't pay your top 3 guys max money unless you have cheap labor to outfit the roster because you're gonna have no depth. So when we all talk about, oh, Sam Presti has all these picks in his bank, when's he gonna go cash them in for a player? This is the reason that he didn't. Because now he has guys on rookie scale contracts to support these guys that are gonna get max contracts. The Spurs are in the same situation. Oh, go make a move. You've got a bunch of picks you can give up, but you're gonna need cheap labor to outfit Stephon Castle and Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox moving forward.
Yeah.
Smart.
The 2 of you have nailed it this morning. It has been top news and action. Of course, we have it all here on CBS Sports HQ as we take a look at some notable NBA upcoming dates. Summer leagues begin July 5th through the 8th. Free agent signing period opens up July 6th. That's going to be another crazy day here on HQ. And Las Vegas Summer League